Okay, so let's talk about Chainsaw Man, chapter 68, titled Dark Power. Now, sadly, last week we didn't get a chapter. It was Golden Week in Japan, so no one got a chapter of any of the manga. But we're back with another chapter, so let's get into it. But before we jump to this chapter, make sure to leave a like down below and check out my Twitch and Twitter accounts as well. But with no further ado, let's jump into the chapter. In this week's chapter, we open up with a whole bunch of screaming dolls chasing after Denji. Santa, the new Darkness Devil Man, turned all her dolls into quote-unquote living dolls. Now instead of Denji fighting just lifeless dolls, he's being chased after like screaming dolls, and he's like, nope, and he runs the other way. He just can't bring himself to kill living people, which is like awesome because one of Denji's whole character developments is that he was scared that he wasn't human anymore. He didn't have a heart, which just kind of helps prove that he does. Then we see a cool little throwback to the fight with the Katana Devil. He grows chainsaws out of his feet so that he could run on the walls. And it's like, that's nice. That's kind of classy. I like it. But of course, the dolls do the exact same thing. They grow spikes out of their legs and follow him nevertheless. And you gotta remember, these dolls are literally everywhere. Santa, like at the beginning of all this fight, turned hundreds of humans into dolls. So they're even coming off the buildings trying to get Denji. So like when shit hits the fan, he's like, I'm gonna kill them. But he feels terrible about it. He feels so bad about it that he has to actually do a little prayer to be like, please forgive me for what I have to do. And like he takes him down. One of the dolls lays there dying, and Denji looks at him just like, yeah, he can't do that. Just as a whole horde of them jump on him and try to pin him to the ground, screaming that he's a devil. But lucky for Denji, Quan Chi comes around and takes a few of the heads off and saves him, which Denji truly could have saved himself, but he's not in for the killing humans thing, which I respect. Quan Chi has to tell him that they're not human, they are dolls who are acting like humans. And he's like, yeah, how do you know? And Quan Chi's just like, well, just take on that mindset. Just think like that, and you can kill them. Which is interesting. She become an idiot chainsaw. Denji is an idiot chainsaw. So like, what does he actually have to change about himself to be able to do this? And just as they're done talking, Santa comes, busts through a window, and grabs Quan Chi, saying she finally caught her. But of course, Quan Chi, being the badass she is, just puts a few holes in her and she falls to the ground again. But it's kind of not great timing because the sun just went down. You gotta imagine, we've been here for a good minute. We really have been here for a good minute. And that's when Santa, the Darkness Devil Man, transforms. She fucking I'm guessing she turns red because she takes on a darker complexion. I think she has more heads as legs now, whichever, like, if you look at it, that makes sense. Her eyes look demonic as hell. And she has horns now. And she says this is the power of darkness. And Denji's like, isn't that kind of gross? And that's when he gets punted across the freaking city and lands in a gas station. And like, damn, Denji always just getting knocked away, even though he's the main character. It's amazing. So it's only Santa and Quan Chi, but Quan Chi's at a slight disadvantage because Santa looks at her and is like, so I made some more dolls. And Quan Chi looks over behind her, and the two fiends that were killed in hell have been brought back to life, and is holding the stitched up zombie devil, or stitched up zombie fiend that kind of revived Quan Chi somehow. And Quan Chi starts saying this is a bit too right before she gets stabbed in the stomach by one of her fiends. Quan Chi hits the ground. Santa's like, I wonder if it's possible to turn you into a doll. As we see her hand outreach towards Santa. And I'm like, that would be pretty bad if that happened. I think we'd all agree. She's already too strong. to have Quan Chi turn into one of her subjects, that would be bad. But it doesn't quite happen, not in this chapter at least, because then we see that Denji gets up in the gas station and he's pouring gasoline on himself. He pours some gasoline on himself and he uses his chainsaws to spark it up. And Denji goes careening at Santa and says, "This is the power of light," as he's now on fire and using the light from the fire to do damage to the darkness devil man. And that's the end of the chapter. The power of darkness and the power of light. It's an amazing thing. Man, I like this chapter. It was a refreshing chapter to see after a week break. So yeah, I enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like down below. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Comment something. Comment how much this manga probably deserves an anime adaptation eventually. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and peace.